So now uh, you can talk about any query or anything that you might be having. You want to ask anything about the subject, anything else? So I hope there are no issue uh, in making Jordan forms, doing the column operations, understanding about independence of vectors when they form basis of some state space. What is meant by range space? What is meant by null space? What are the difference between the two? What is rank? These ideas are very fundamental in this course as well as in any advanced courses. You will probably opt for some other advanced courses also in, if it is in the control systems area or in the instrumentation area, then somewhere or the other this mathematical understanding will help you. And it might also be so that something comes of help in while you are working in the industry. I am not sure where it might come to help, but this is a very fundamental higher mathematics. So this is obviously this is higher mathematics, but this is also very fundamental higher mathematics. Yeah, so many people have joined in. So now, so if you have any doubt, any query, please raise your hand.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
Vikram, you have unmuted yourself. Are you trying to say something?
no, sir.
Okay, so then mute yourself. So a noise is coming from your side. Okay. So if there is nothing from your side, no query, etc. So I would like to talk about something which I actually talked about in your junior class. Someone from your junior class uh, asked me to speak on dreams and sleep. So I don't know what was his intention behind uh, asking me this. Perhaps he wanted to know some dream analysis or something like that. But I am not a dream analyst. I have not also studied about the what you can interpret about the psychological state of a person from dreams. There is a definite study around that, and if one is interested, they can find books regarding those studies. I think Sigmund Freud first understood that dreams are uh, in a way a gateway to the psychological um, psychological side or the psychology of human beings, what they are thinking and how they would behave in a particular situation. But I did speak about something which is not related to this psychological side but related to a certain phenomenon which I have come to understand, and also later on I have uh, found corroboration of my understanding in certain spiritual philosophies, especially in the Vedanta philosophies. So Vedanta philosophy also looks at dream in the same manner, which I had some inkling to that it might be like this. Then while when I came to know the Vedanta philosophy, I came to understand that I had some idea. I did not have probably the right words to express what I was understanding. So with the complete with my own understanding as well as what Vedanta is saying, I have something to speak about dreams and sleep, which might interest you. So if you are interested to listen to this, stay on with me and let me see how well I can convey this to you. So what is the observation? So I think by going through my classes and all and how I try to present, you have come to understand that I always try to start with some observation that we are all making in our lives, and from those observation I try to derive some general truth which is true for every one of us. Every one of us is experiencing that truth. However, perhaps not everyone is able to comprehend that what they are actually experiencing. So that is the idea, to extract knowledge always in any situation. If you are trying to extract knowledge from a particular situation, you have to look into such situations happening all the while everywhere around you, and try to understand what is the common underlying thing in that particular situation. Like in dreams, I am dreaming something, you are dreaming something, so everyone is dreaming very different things. So some story is going on in our dream, during our dream we are living that story. So all these stories are very different. Okay, all these experiences are very different. So but what is common behind these experiences? That if you ask this question, then I would say that the common thing is that we all are still able to experience something, and that experience is quite real. When we are doing that experience, when you are experiencing something in your dream, that experience is quite real that time. So like what I am experiencing right now, I am having some experience, you are also having some experience of sitting here interacting with me. When you are playing in the field, or playing something indoors, or doing something, maybe singing or painting or something, when you are studying, when you are thinking about an analytical problem, you are having some experience. The same thing happens in our dreams, we are still having experience. Now what is the what idea should we develop from here is this, that normally we associate ourselves with our physical bodies, and we think that if the physical body is not there, we would be unable to experience anything. Our sense of our sense of I gets lost if we are not thinking about our physical body. Or if I put it in another way, our sense of I is very much integrated to our physical body. We think that the physical body that we are seeing is the me, but that is not exactly me, because what I am, the sense of I that I am having right now, the same sense of I is still prevalent when I am dreaming. When all of us are dreaming, that same sense of I is still there in that dream. You are having that sense of I. However, during dreaming, it is very obvious that our physical body is not in an active state. It is lying dormant in our bed. So even without the physical body being active, we are still able to have an experience of I. the I experience, and that I experiencing things from the outside world. There is a world in which we are dreaming. We are able to sense that external world, and that forms our experience of dream. No matter what, it may be a scary dream, it may be a very funny dream, it may be a very thrilling dream, enjoyable, but that is an experience that you are gathering, and you are gathering that sense of you is there, and that experience that you are experiencing something, that is also present, and it does not require your physical body to be active. And this is happening to us every day. Each and every day this is happening, but still we are unable to recognize this fact that we are something beyond our physical bodies only. This is a very clear indication that we are something more than our physical bodies. Of course, most of the time we are interacting through our physical bodies, and that is very sure to give us an impression that we are our physical bodies. There is nothing abnormal in having this recognition that we are our physical bodies. Straightforward recognition would say this. However, if you are if you are thinking about your experiences, if you are thinking about your own experiences throughout your day, it should also include your experience while you are sleeping. And that experience would tell you that to experience something, the physical body is not the only instrument that you are having. You can experience even when the physical body is inactive. Something is happening even when the physical body is inactive. So here, uh, what the spiritual philosophy is saying, that we are having several other bodies, not just the physical body. We are having several other bodies which are subtler in nature, which are not so gross. This physical body is a gross body which everyone can see, everyone can observe. But there are subtle bodies inside, within this physical body, integrated to this physical body, which comprise our bodies. And those subtle bodies others will not be able to experience, or others will not be able to observe. But you will be able to experience through those subtler bodies. And that is one such experience that happens in our dreams. Another remarkable phenomenon, I will say, that we all know that to experience the outside world, we need our sense organs. So you might be astonished, like you'd think that if your sense organs are not working, then you would have no external, you would have no sensations of the external coming from the external world. But during our dreams, obviously our sense organs are not working. The physical sense organs which are constituted in our physical body, they are not working during that time. But still in our dreams, we are able to see, we are able to hear, we are able to smell or taste or touch something, and we get the very similar sensation that happens when we do the same thing with our physical bodies. So there is a distinctness between senses and sense organs. That means during your dream state, your sense organs are not active, but your senses are still active. So the body with which you are dreaming, you can say that body has the senses still active in it. The senses are still active in that body. Now there is also the dreamless state. when you are not having any dream, that is a deep sleep state. In that state also you are existing. I cannot say that you are no more there, because sometime after some time you will wake up and say, yeah, well, I am here. How could you say that I was not present, I was not existing? That is not true. You are existing, but you are not having, or you would be not able to recollect any experience from the deep sleep duration. Or I should be very more specific to say that you would be not able to recollect any sensory experience from the deep sleep duration. When you wake up from a sleep, you definitely have an idea that there had been some time gap, or you have some feeling, a very deep feeling that you have slept. So you are there, that feeling is there with you. That is not any sensory feeling, that is not anything you have not sensed from the external world, but you are existing that time. That pure sense of, or the pure feeling of existence will be with you when you are in deep sleep and you come out of deep sleep. Then that means during deep sleep also you still have a body. When you have a body, like it is, bodies are defined as something in which you are, and that makes you existent. So you are still having some body, but that body will be not having any senses also. It is devoid of senses as well. So in this way, our spiritual philosophies also classify different bodies in which we live, in which the I is situated. So if we analyze our life or even our day-to-day life, you would be able to get a recognition of these different bodies in which we exist. And if that forms some foundation within you, if it makes you believe that yes, this is the truth, then you would start seeing yourself in a very different way suddenly, and your entire vision of life will get changed. This is the power of truth. Once it is realized, it changes your vision, it changes your perspective. You can think about it intellectually also, that whether this is correct what I am saying. There may come many different arguments for and against this line of thought. You have to think then intellectually for and against uh, those deliberations, and you have to arrive at a conclusion which you would hold as truth. But this is a perspective that I am trying to give you. There exists this perspective that we have so many different bodies, and if you are interested, if you have some interest now uh, to understand what those bodies are actually, you can actually go ahead and find out. They're very easily available. What are the different bodies that we are having? There are, even if you do Google and all, you will find something. I am not saying that you should trust Google 100% in these matters. You should always seek an advice of someone who knows, but you will get an indication. From there you can do your own brainstorming also. You can start doing your own brainstorming about the different bodies. So yesterday also I tried to tell you about different bodies, the physical body, mental body, and something which I am quoting as a soul body. So it is not actually called a soul body. It is a term that I used just to explain things. So this is something about dream which I talked to your junior class. So I thought that I might convey this to your class also. Perhaps someone of you might take interest in this. So I was thinking about it, and perhaps there is an argument that can go against it, against this line of thought, that when we are dreaming, something happens within our brain, and that is documented. One can put an instrument in your head that is called something electrode something. I don't remember the exact name, but it can record that some brain activity is happening when you are sleeping, and when you are going to deep sleep, the brain activity is lessened, and there are waves also, alpha beta, some waves are there, alpha beta gamma I suppose. These waves are there which transmits, and these waves are different during different stages of our waking and sleeping. These waves depend on the level of brain activities that we are having. Now all these are physically observable phenomena. All these are physically observable phenomena. Of course, when you are experiencing something, there is some change in your body that happens. Your brain is connecting between many neurons, chemical signals are flowing through your body, but that is not the experience, right? Your experience is your own experience. Those are physical manifestations or physical expressions of that experience. I will be able to record those things. I will not be able to record your experience. It is never, it is impossible to record your experience. I can only record these physical expressions of your experience. As long as you are in there, whatever you are experiencing will be expressed in all your bodies. This is what our spiritual philosophies also say. As long as you are in there in a body, your experience will be expressed in all these bodies. It will put some mark on all your bodies. Once you are not there, then all your bodies, even this physical body, will stop expressing anything. So you could say that if I, whatever brain stimulations we are observing when a person is sleeping, suppose I try to simulate that same brain stimulations in a dead person. That person is definitely dead, so it is just a dead body. I can still do some simulation. I don't know if the technology is there, but the technology might come in future days. Then what would happen? Will this person become alive, or that person will have some experience? Unless this person sits up and says that I was having some experience, we would not be able to say for any certainty that there will come a person inside that dead body and it will become suddenly alive. But probably, in all probability, this will not happen, because in dead bodies you can, when the body is dead, you can do a lot of electrical pulses, you can do a lot of different things, but till now no one has come back from death. After, within a certain period of dying, one can try to revive, but once that period is over, then that person is lost, that life is lost from that body. So the experience will the experience of life that person was having through that body will no longer be there. Now what happens after that is a different topic, which I don't want to go into, if there is at all a life after death and all. So that is very different topic, and I am also not very sure about. There are a lot of different things which are getting told. I am not very sure about what is right and what is wrong in that direction, and I don't want to also talk about that. But what I am trying to say is this, that these physical expressions which is happening within the brain is only a physical expression. That is not the experience. The experience is what the actual person is experiencing, and there, and in that experience there is definitely a sense of I, which is there in each one of us, a sense of I and a sense of experience. That sense of experience can be through the physical body, that can be within the dream state just through the sensory body, and if it is a deep sleep state, that is just a feeling of existing. And we have some refreshed and alive feeling when we come up from a deep sleep. I hope this you have experienced this when you have when you are in a deep sleep, and then you come out of that deep sleep. You don't remember anything. You just know that it was completely blank, but still you have some. You feel refreshed. You feel refreshed as if. So it happens. It is like this, that you were in your pure state during that period of time, without anything external to you trying to impress upon you. If you think about it, always we are being impressed by things external to us. We are receiving impressions of things which are external to us. Always we are receiving these impressions. When you are awake, when you are in your dream state, even in dream state you are receiving impressions of the external world in which you are dreaming. But during the deep sleep state, there are no such external interference on you. You are simply existing as a pure yourself. Obviously, it should give you a sense of refreshment, because you are refreshed now. But all these external things were not impressed upon you for quite a long duration. That sense we actually receive when we come out of deep sleep, and it stays with us for some time, even when we are awake. It is very astonishing to note, and I have noted this. This is my personal experience. It's very astonishing that I had received the exact sensory experience in dream state which I had not had any experience in my wakeful state. And afterwards, when I had that experience in my wakeful state, I remembered my dream also, that it was the same experience. So you cannot say that your physical body had some experience which your dream body or your dream, in your dream state, it is getting simulated. It happened the reverse way for me. It is the experience of cycling. Perhaps most of you have learned cycling in very early childhood, but for me it happened very late. I learned cycling at my age of 30. Very astonishing, but it is true. I learned cycling at the age of 30, 30. But I had dreams of cycling even before that, that I was cycling. and I exact those that feeling everywhere in my, within my body, what should have happened, that I used to get during cycling. It was like I have learned cycling in my sleep. Yeah, during my wakeful time I did require 3 or 4 days to get habituated with it, but once I got on it, the feeling was exactly the same. And you all know there is a very definite initial feeling when you start cycling, riding a bike or something like that. So it is not the other way round. That is what I'm trying to say from my own experience. I can give you give you that. Someone has tried to say something here. Sir, do you believe in ghosts or negative spirits? Well, I would not want to comment on this in an open forum. Okay, but obviously I do believe in souls, and I believe in different bodies, and I believe that a body can exist even without the physical body, because the physical body is not everything that I have come to believe. But I would not directly answer these things, because these will have a lot of different connotations, and one needs to discuss these things with people who are actually interested in this thing. It is not relevant to discuss about ghosts and negative spirits with people who don't want to listen to them. Of course, it is not. I have also not seen, or I don't know. Okay, so most people will not see these things because what I said, these are subtle bodies. These are not observable, but these are your experience. You can experience your own subtle body if you are really concentrating on yourself, on your own life. You can experience your own subtle body, but you will never be able to experience another person's subtle body, at least right away. It might take a long time to develop that um, intuition or a vision. I don't know if someone really would be able to gain such power or something, or such a sense, I would say. You can develop such a sense to observe someone else's subtle body. I don't know if it can happen. Ayush has a lot of question. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I do believe in God. I have come to believe in God. And I was not a believer previously. I believed in power before, that there is a greater power, but I did not term that power as God, and I did not term that power as God uh, for a quite long time in my life. But I did believe that there is a definite power, because I was a student of science. I could understand there is a great power which is working in this universe. So that was the
Uh,
power which I was astonished at. I was very overwhelmed with the thought of that power.
Sir, I have one.
Oh, sorry, I muted you. Akashdeep, you are trying to say something?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So actually, I wanted to ask this. Like, as you said that you were not a believer before,
Hmm.
but then you became a believer. So,
Hmm.
what I have experienced in my life, most of the people, when they lose rationality over a point, they turn things towards which cannot be explained, or the things to which the reasons to be found are very difficult or
Hmm.
too hard to accept those
Hmm.
truths. People
Hmm.
go in the name of God. Most of the
Hmm.
people, like
Hmm.
90 to 95%.
Right.
95% of the people are religious because they want to hide behind the name of God. There is nothing
Right. Right.
wrong with that.
Hmm.
but this is the truth which I have experienced.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you for your comment. Here I would like to say something. If you really would go towards finding God, so my passion was that actually. So I was trying to find whether God is there or not. I was not trying to. I was curious about this thing. So whether God is there, why people are doing worship. Okay. So these things were fascinating to me, and I was trying to find an answer. So the first thing that happened to me was the realization that there is a obviously there is a great power, and science is trying to understand that power. Science is trying to understand that power. So the power of these physical laws, the gravitation, electromagnetics, these laws which are existing in this, all this used to be very fascinating to me. And I suppose that the universe itself is a conscious entity. It seemed to me like that. I had some uh, this sort of a feeling. Okay, the universe is itself a sort of a conscious entity. So I used to try to communicate with the universe and try and ask it to reveal its secrets to me, or give the knowledge about what it is. So let me know all this type of prayers which a child would probably do. Okay, so so that is what I was trying to do that time, because I had little understanding. I was trying to understand. Later on, when I discovered these philosophies, then I came to understand that what you are saying, Akashdeep, is very true. Most of the people are uh, believing in God mainly to hide behind their uncertainties and insecurities, and they are having some sort of a fear also sometimes, that if they are not am I audible? Hello? Hello, am I audible? Some network problem was there, I think.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Yeah, okay. So I have also seen people like that. But when I actually started to gain some understanding, I found that things are very logically placed. Now, one can believe in that logic or not, that is one's own personal choice, but the philosophies are very logically expounded. And there, God has been tried to be found and not believed. So one has tried to the intention was to discover what is there, and the ultimate thing that one can actually go towards is termed as God. It is the ultimate cause of behind everything. That is termed as God in our philosophy, Indian philosophies, Vedic philosophies, I can say. So that is that what I that is quite analogous to what science is trying to find out the ultimate cause behind everything. Here in Indian philosophies, it has been given a name, a term which is God, and it has been then its various features or properties are tried to be found out. Okay, they have given some properties or some attributes to God. What could be those attributes? So these are all very when you go through the discourses, you might find them to be very logical. And when you are going through a knowledge system to pursue God, then you are not basically hiding your own insecurities behind God. You are discovering God layer by layer. and that is revealing in a way, and that is enlightening in a way, and that will never have any insecurities within you or any fear within you about God or anything. You will not become fearful of God, but you will become you will receive like light after light, or knowledge after knowledge, knowledge and a higher knowledge, then another higher knowledge. So like that, it basically fills you up. Those people who are those 95% people about whom you are talking and about whom I am also talking, you will find them to be stuck somewhere. They have come to believe something, they have been given some statement or something to do this ritual or to do that thing, and they have stuck there. They are not trying to find God. They are given some idea or given some ways to go about. They are only following that. The discovery mode of looking at God is really a fascinating journey. It is a journey and it will never end basically. It will never end. It will end when you have found God, and that is what is told in the philosophies as being merging with the ultimate cause. So you are going back to from where you have been born. So that is the ultimate state that spiritual philosophies would say, and if you have heard the term samadhi, that particular state is described by this term called samadhi, when you actually get merged or united with that ultimate cause. And
Yes, I
this is
got
a
my
journey of
answer.
discovery actually. This there is
Yes.
it is totally a journey of discovery. There is nothing dogmatic about it. You cannot fix yourself somewhere. So I am also experiencing new things every other month or so. Okay, so that is what is happening. So we are all in a journey actually. Yeah, Akashdeep was trying to say something.
I said I got my answer. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, I had a doubt here.
Yeah.
Sir, so first you believed in a energy form of like creator or something, like there is some energy, and now do you believe in the physical form of God? That means.
Yes, but I would not like to talk about it because not everyone is in that particular uh, level of experience probably to acknowledge what I would like to say. Okay.
So, sir, like in the form of energy, we can definitely experience like God many a times, like in our lives. But is it possible to like see it physically? Like you said, just you didn't want to talk about it, but like, is it possible?
Okay, so I might give a hint. What are you? You are a physical manifestation of that same energy, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
all are. Everything around us is a physical manifestation of that energy. So here actually everything is a game of manifestation. When you come to understand it, everything is a game of manifestation of that primal energy, primal form of energy. And that primal energy is everywhere, manifested in very different ways. But the source of each such manifestation is the same. That is the underlying unity, and nothing can be beyond this knowledge, because this is the ultimate knowledge. Because we are looking at the ultimate cause behind everything. There is no other cause which is a cause of this cause, because this is the ultimate cause. We defined in that way. And every form that we are seeing around us is a manifestation of that energy. Science knows this now. Previously, it did not know this, but our Indian philosophers and spiritual practitioners were aware of this thing. Yes, obviously, they did not give us any laws, physical laws or something, maybe. I don't know. I have not read the scriptures so well. Many people say that there were hints about all these laws, but I am not sure. I cannot comment on that. But definitely, they were aware that everything is a manifestation of the same energy. This is the underlying truth, underlying philosophical truth upon which every philosophy is based. If you move away from this truth, you are moving away from an entire set of knowledge system on which is based on this truth. Yeah, Kushi.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I have read about this that the cosmic energy of a particular individual is reflected by the whole universe. So, like, it's individual and the whole universe is like reflecting that energy to back to us.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah, this cosmic energy, all these are very Western terms actually. So try to come towards more towards how exactly Vedic philosophies are trying to describe it. It's almost similar. Western is a more a new understanding. So somewhere there might be some confusion also in there.
So, actually, this is a Vedic theory only. It was given by Maharishi Bhrigu, matlab in the.
Okay, you have read some translation. I am not able to catch the direct. Actually, I am not able to appreciate the English sentence that you told quite away. Right away, I am not able to appreciate it. Probably, if I think about it, I will be able to appreciate it. We are all reading English translations. That is also something uh, something is constraining us actually.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hmm. So actually, if you really want to pursue spirituality, you should experience it. There is no other way, because everything which has been written down are experiences of the rishis. So if the rishis can experience, and the rishis did not claim that they are superhuman beings, they also wrote down how these things could be experienced, and one has to simply follow and follow diligently. And that diligency is something we cannot give 100% in our modern lives. I can i can acknowledge that. Even I am not able to give 100% diligency to the pursuance of spirituality. But you have to continue. You have that at least you have to always keep pursuing. You should not stop pursuing, or you should not give a break there. Okay. And if you keep pursuing, I would guarantee that things would reveal to you when the time comes. They would reveal to you. And it's very fascinating how these things work. I don't know, but things get revealed. Uh, like what I would say that I have never I have not been able to find things on my own. They were given to me in a way. They came to me, and so I received them only. I did not, like, I could not in my own powers were able to go around and look for them. Whatever came to me, I could only get them. Shivam Kumar is saying something. Why living form holds more importance than the non-living entities, and so why human lives have such high regards. Okay, this topic would need a separate, so we cannot discuss this in 5-10 minutes. Okay, human form is given the highest regard. That is true. Why it is given the highest regard? One has to understand a lot of things. One has to believe in a lot of things before that. And believing means not just dogmatic believing, but you should have a foundation for that belief. So that foundation is missing in one person and it is present in another person. That is why um, the arguments take place. Someone is very certain because they have some foundation. Someone does not have that foundation, so they would not be able to believe. So actually the foundation needs to be built, and also it is not very easy to build that foundation for people who are not interested. So some interest has to be taken, otherwise that one would not even acknowledge this logic system which is present in the spiritual philosophies. Giving crown to oneself makes them the king. No, you can, everything comes from observation. So I would like to stress this again and again. Everything comes from observation. That is how truth is revealed. That is how knowledge is discovered. There is no other way of discovering knowledge. It is not given to you. You have to extract knowledge out of observations. Why humans are the what form? Yeah, regarded with high regards. Why this form is given so high importance? It will also come from observation. Of course, one thing one has to be careful. Our observation is from our own perspective. Okay, so but there is no other way. I cannot get a perspective of a dog or a cat. Okay, but I can only observe how they are living and how I am living, how humans are living, and from that I can make my own observation and I can arrive at some underlying truth based on those observations. So I guess this is enough for today. Lot of discussion, and thanks for the comments and the questions that uh, you are giving along with, and some were discussed, some were not discussed, because actually I would say why some things are not discussed. Uh, it also depends on actually people with whom we are talking. You cannot converse about something with people who are not in the similar frequency, or so you have to know the person with whom you are talking. But there are certainly some general things that one can talk to anyone. So unless I know someone personally, I would not be able to go deep in conversation with those people. I would only talk about general things with those people. So this is what also restricts me into going deep in certain ideas which I have, or which I can actually talk about with the entire class. So I hope you would understand this. Okay. But if I find that someone is trying to really understand and they have some development, some foundation, then I would try to give them more and more. This is how things work. This is how any interaction works. Okay, so here I would like to end then, and thanks for being with me all through, and almost no one left the class, I could see. This is very encouraging. So thank you for your attention, and I see you in the next week. And If you are interested, we can go into some other discussions also in these topics. So you can write me if you are interested to know something. And what Shivam has asked, it will take some time. I will think about it whether it can be, or in what form I would be able to present it or not. But it requires a lot of foundation actually. So let's see. Okay, thank you. So I'm ending the meeting now.